What's going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you my full review of the most anticipated game of 2013, even though it's 2014 now, but I've been playing it for a bit to let you know what I think about this game. Now, this game that you're wondering is called, as you read in the title of this video, Grand Theft Auto 5. Roman numeral 5, not 5. Whatever. Anyways, so this game has been everywhere, has been selling a lot, sold out everywhere, and I picked it up a while back to see whether or not it lives up to its reputation, because Grand Theft Auto 4 was pretty good. Not as much as good as the previous one, but it was not that bad. It was a good change. The online multiplayer was not that bad as well. Could be done better. But what about this one? What about Grand Theft Auto 5? Has it lived up to its reputation? Has it exceeded the previous the previous Grand Theft Autos? We will see. So now, if you've been following me for quite a bit, or if you know how I do my reviews, let me break down to you. If in case you didn't know, I have a few sections. I have the story section, I have the graphics section, the sounds, the soundtrack section, the controls section, whether the controls are going to be a little bit difficult or easy to master, my likes, my dislikes, and finally my rating of the game. So now let's begin of this review. Anyways, so now let's go. So let me begin first from the first section of the video game review. Damn, what's wrong with me today? It's pretty late. Anyways, so it's about the story. The story begins with Michael and Trevor, who are robbing a bank in North Yankton, and in other words, shit goes haywire, and Michael is presumably dead, but in the end, he's not dead, and his friend, who is what's his name?
Nah, this is just a bit of foolery.
I forgot. Well, the third guy is basically dies, so Trevor escapes, Michael survives, and Michael moves to Los Santos, and basically Michael meets up with Franklin, and they all start getting together, start handling their day-by-day lives. Michael's doesn't want to admit it, but he was in a gang. The Trevor's doing his meth lab thingies back in the north. Michael's living his miserable life in his, mansion and stuff like that. So the story, these guys interact each other. Basically, Michael and Trevor do some missions together. Trevor and Michael do some missions together. Michael does some solo missions and stuff like that. The story is great about this game. You basically, Michael gets in trouble. He has to make some money because this mob guy threatens to kill him if he doesn't pay $2 million. So Michael's like, well, time to come out of retirement and earn some money. Not earn, steal some money. Well, yeah, kind of. Well, whatever. So basically, he hits up Franklin. So it's like, hey, Franklin, I got a job. You want in? It's some serious dough. Yeah, let's go. So basically, they rob a jewelry store. You have to prepare. Anyways, so they rob it, and then Michael gets hooked again. He comes out of retirement from his bank robbing days. So now they're doing these heists. Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. Trevor finds out that Michael's still alive, so he's pretty pissed off. So he travels to Los Santos, confronts him, and they basically talk it off in a weird, funny way. They get together back. They join the team. Trevor joins back with Michael, and Franklin joins the team as well. And they start doing heists, and they start getting involved with the government. Well, the FIB, to be exact. And it basically goes haywire. A lot of fun, a lot of, talking shit to each other, some drama, and a lot of stuff that happens throughout the storyline that I gotta say, that is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. It is, and not only that, it's freaking hilarious about this game, especially when you're doing it with Trevor, his side of the story. Oh man, it's just laughing. You're just laughing all the time. Of course, it depends on how you take his humor, but I was laughing. I really enjoyed the storyline. You know, without spoiling too much. Anyways, so moving on towards the graphics. The graphics are actually pretty good in this game. Not, it could have been done better, you know, especially in the environment. But the characters, main characters, Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, they look great. Great. Lester looks great. Ron looks great. You know, stuff like those characters. But the side characters, like the street people, the buildings, they kind of look a little not sharp as they can be. But you know, the graphics do. You know, they look good. Overall, they still look good. Now moving on towards the sound and the soundtrack. The sound of the soundtrack has got to be one of the best in the game of 2013 that I played. The fantastic sound, great acting, and of course an amazing soundtrack with a huge selection of music. You know, the radio, they have the talk, they have a bunch of stuff that you could definitely get it into. Like, don't like rap, hip hop, or anything like that, go with rock. Don't like rock, go with pop. Don't like pop, go with some talk radio show. You know, or just don't like it at all, just cut it off. And it's just freaking amazing what they managed to get in this soundtrack. It's actually one of the best soundtracks since maybe Vice City, you know. So anyways, now moving on towards the next section. The next section is about the controls, whether it's going to be challenging or easy to memorize. The controls in this game are actually pretty simple, but like, yeah, they're simple, easy to get, no problem at all. But the controls for vehicles, it's a different story. For example, some guys have trouble flying airplanes, air vehicles like a jet or a helicopter. For me, it took me a bit to finally get used to the helicopter. The helicopter in this game, for the controls, is different from the rest because you have your skill sets. You know, your skill at driving. Franklin's good at driving. Trevor's skills in aviation. Michael's skills in shooting. Now, all these skills affect how you control your vehicles. So, like, for example, if Mike was flying an helicopter, the helicopter will tremble, will move will slide, will go left or go right, and it gives you a little bit more chance to control it because Michael's not a pilot. When you're flying with Trevor does it easily. It doesn't do that because he is a good pilot. Franklin has a better driving skills, so you can drift easier. You could move the car much better, much fluid with Franklin. You know, stuff like that. But that's what really captures this game. Controls is pretty easy, but a little more challenging when it comes to aviation, helicopters, planes, and all that stuff. Especially air vehicles. Those are pretty difficult to control. Because I seen some players that they control those airplanes like masters. They're like, whew, they're really good at flying and all that, escaping, you know, air battles, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, now let's move on towards my like section of this video game. What I do like about this game is the storyline. Now, what I mentioned in my story section, the storyline is fantastic, and it's pretty amazing how they came up with this, with the three main characters, three main protagonists, how they're gonna mix and match, how their stories are gonna intertwine, and you know, how's the outcome gonna come in. Like usually Grand Theft Auto, they focus on one story, about one character, one story, and this and that. But in this game, they have three characters and three different stories that come together. So what I did like about this, how Rockstar made it pretty damn good, how to come up with the story with three characters, how they all fit into each other, how they all interact with each other and stuff like that. Really good job. Next, what I do like about this game is the music. Like I mentioned in my sound and soundtrack section, the music is pretty damn amazing. Even with Rockstar has their own studio when it comes to making music, even their music is pretty dope. And the rest of the music that they license is good as well. what I also did like about this game was the acting, especially Trevor. Trevor made this game hilarious. Not only that, Franklin and Lamar were one crazy character. Well, characters, and the acting between them, the interaction was pretty damn good in this game. Not only that, what I liked about this game was the chemistry with the characters between Lamar and Franklin, Trevor and Michael, Trevor and Franklin, Franklin and Michael, you know, stuff like that. How they just really brought it out great with the characters. These characters are just, you know, amazing. How they, all the chemistry that they had together. Anyways, now what I also did like about this game is the multiplayer. The multiplayer in this game has been done correct for Grand Theft Auto. A much improved version from Grand Theft Auto 4. It's just so much to do. You're basically free roaming. So you're free roaming. There's other players a lot of there, so you can do whatever you want. You can rob liquor stores. You could play online, some deathmatch, cops and robbers and stuff like that. And you could do it. Well, you know, little by little, they're adding more stuff like the heist and all that stuff. But what I came across the multiplayer is fun, and it's a blast when you play with friends. Now, one of the main things about that I do like about Grand Theft Auto 5 is the open world of endless hours of fun. Now, man, there's just a lot of fun where you could do in Grand Theft Auto 5. There's just so many things. You could pimp up your cars. You could go race. You could just be a maniac and kill everybody, and then have a 5-star FIB going after you and stuff like that. You know, the thing that makes Grand Theft Auto fun about the whole open world, and that's just what I really like about this game. It's just a lot of fun. Oh man. Now, moving on towards my dislikes about this game. Yes, there are dislikes about this game that I came across in this game. There were a few glitches here and there when I was playing the game. Some glitches have animation glitches, some about the audio, it's just just small glitches over there. But with the few updates that are throughout the playing the game, I came across, they were pretty much fixed. Well, hopefully.
Oh shit!
They were the campaign, stuff like that. Anyways, what also I didn't like about this game was the beginning of the online multiplayer. When it was first launched, it was just bad. It's just bad to get it to even get inside. It was just bad. I was like, oh, and it put me off too for a bit. I had to wait maybe a week just for them to give it a try. And what I also don't like about this game was kind of like the invite in order to play. Basically, I think what it does is invites a bunch of people around the world or around your area that if they want to play this game, and if they choose to accept or they don't, you know, kind of like that lobby. It just takes, for me it takes forever just to find one freaking game of TDM or Team Deathmatch or stuff like that. You know, of other games, it's quick. Everybody wants to play it. They get thrown into the lobby. You know, it's like that, but it's much slower. But I don't know. I have other friends that are like, no, I could play the game pretty quick. I'm like, oh, why do you get to play real quick? It takes forever for me to freaking find a TDM game. Because when you're trying to find a game, it asks the players inside your lobby that you're playing online, and if these guys don't want to play it, it asks everyone else online, some in your area. I don't really know the whole details about the whole invite system when it comes to playing online, but it's a little annoying. I wish it could have been done better. Anyways, one of the last things I dislike about this game is the number of online players in the open world. It's a huge freaking map, and I think there's only like 8 players, maybe 10 tops. And just a little bit of people playing online of Los Santos. It's just huge. And if you want to like do some things together with these guys, it's just like, well, there's not a lot of people, and sometimes it gets boring when you're playing online. Not with your friends, like you're doing a solo run, and it kind of does get boring So you start messing around with people. You start shooting at them, other players. But there's not a lot of players. Like one player might be all the way over there, like in this game of 3 miles away, and that game is pretty far. And another player might be over here. 3 players might be together doing some random things, and it's just in other words, it gets lonely when you're not playing with your friends. It's like I'm doing a solo run. It gets lonely, and it's just like I'm gonna go rob a few stores, do some damage here and stuff like that. That's a little annoying things, but when you're playing with your friends, now that's a different story. That's one of the things I like about this game. Playing with friends, that's fun. It's a lot of fun. It is. Anyways, throughout the whole game, the story is great. The actors they did a pretty amazing job bringing out the chemistry in the characters, bringing out life into him. The story is great. The gameplay mechanics is great. The shooting mechanics is great. Music is great. The acting is great. The multiplayer is great. The endless open world hours is fun. Is great. This game overall is amazing, and that's why I gave it my rating a 10 out of 10. And it's a must-have if you want to play it. For whether it's for PS3, Xbox, you gotta get this game. And of course, it's just a lot of fun. Especially when you're playing around, you're joking around with your friends, doing bike races and customize your bike runs and all that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's just amazing what this game it can do for you. Anyways, that's it for my review for Grand Theft Auto 5. Hope you enjoyed it. What do you think about this game? I think it's one of the best games of 2013. Easily tops, and it said it a lot too. Anyways, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.